Hi and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to go over some mods to add to your game if you are wanting some more supernatural content for The Sims. So as we're entering fall, I've wanted to do some more Halloween inspired videos on my channel, so I really hope you enjoy. Be sure to like, subscribe, and let's get right into the video. So the first mod we will be looking at is the Supernatural Traits mod. So I've shown off several of this creator's mods before, but this is one I haven't shared yet. So as you can see, this mod adds 16 new traits that are specifically for paranormal storytelling and can definitely give your occult sims some more personality. So you can either download the traits as cast traits and they'll show up in Create a Sim, or you can also download them as reward store traits. So instead they'll appear in your reward store. But if you do choose this option, you'll want to download the XML injector mod for it to work, which will be linked on the download page. So just to go over some of the new traits that this mod introduces, it includes traits like haunted. So these sims are haunted by a mysterious force that makes them always panic. There's a demon trait. So these sims fulfill their basic needs through mean and mischievous interactions. There's super speed. So these sims are super fast. Angel, which is like the opposite of the demon trait, where these sims instead fulfill their basic needs through friendly interactions. There's the immortal trait. So these sims will never age since becoming a young adult and won't ever die. Then there's also the poison trait. So these sims suffer from chronic poisoning and are unable to find a cure. So there are a ton of other traits included, but those are just a few of some of the ones included in this mod. And then the next mod is called the Modern Witch mod. So this one adds new interactions for your spellcaster sims specifically. So for example, it adds a new spell so you can cast a flirty spell on other sims. And there's also some new social interactions under the Modern Witch category if you click on other sims. So you'll be able to do things like threaten to hex, telling story of old witches, asking to be invited to a coven. You can also ask them to curse your enemies and stuff like that. So just a cute mod to give your sims, your witch sims, a little bit more depth. And the next mod introduces a new career, which is the fortune telling career. So you'll have a new option for work for your sims. So this includes two different career branches. So either you can go the mystic branch route, or you can go the scam artist route, which I really love that that's included. So the paths you can take for that career really diverge. So you'll start out at the bottom as a horoscope reader, and then you go from there. So the final level, for example, for the mystic branch is master mysticism, and then for scam artist, it goes to a celebrity psychic. So if you're wanting to have something a little bit different for your sims to do for work, this could be a great option for you. And then the next mod on our list actually, I think, goes quite well with the fortune telling mod, and that's the Psychic Sims mod. And this is a mod I definitely would like to do a more in-depth look at for a future video because it has like a ton of features in it. But for today's video, I'm just going to go over more of a brief description so you can get an idea of some of the features it has, since I think it fits the theme of today's video really well. So this mod introduces the ability for your sims to become psychic and to develop the psychic skill. So once your sim has started to develop their skills, they can do a lot of new things, like they can commune with spirits, which will help restore your sim's energy. They can either make joyous or ominous predictions for other sims, which, depending on the type of prediction you give, will cause the person receiving the prediction to either have a positive or negative moodlet for the day. they can also steal other Sims' positive emotions to like get rid of their own negative emotions. And generally, these Sims will be a lot more sensitive to the feelings of others, and also they will be sensitive to the presence of ghosts, so they'll know if like ghosts are around. And then as far as the psychic skill goes, as they level up, they will unlock new abilities and their powers will continue to grow. Next, this mod adds different shops that you can access on your phone or on the computer to buy any supernatural related items. So the different shops included are the witch shop, the vampire shop, the mermaid shop, and then finally it also includes a shop for werewolves. So, and all of the different stores will have most of the items that you would potentially need for each of the respective occults. So, you know, for example, for the witch shop, it has like wands and brooms and the books. For the vampire shop, it has things like plasma, you know, stuff like that. So you won't have to go through and search and go through like different loading screens to get different items. It's just all in one more convenient place to find all those items. And then the next mod on our list is the Dormant Occults Mod. So this mod makes it so that there is a possibility that when your occult sim has a child and that child doesn't get the occult trait, so they don't become that same occult type as the parent, they have the possibility of getting a dormant occult trait. So I really liked the idea of this mod since it allows for more varied storytelling with your occults, and I think it could just be really fun to use in game. And like, for example, if you have a vampire sim who has a kid and they don't become a vampire, but they still have that dormant vampire trait. And apparently, I didn't know this, but this is a feature that already exists for werewolves. So it adds the possibility for all of the other occults in game too, which I think is fun. So this next mod is a bit similar to the Dormant Occults mod, as it adds a pre-existing feature in the game, but just to a different occult. So in this case, the Vampire Bloodlines mod is essentially the same thing that already exists for spellcasters, but now your vampire sims can either have a weak, strong, or ancient bloodline. So this will give your vampire sim a boost in areas related to vampiric skills depending on what level their bloodline is. So, for example, with a weak vampire bloodline, your sim will gain vampire XP 10 times faster, their vampire energy will increase faster as well, and thirst will decrease slightly slower. And then as your sim either has a stronger ancient bloodline, these effects will just become much stronger. So with an ancient bloodline, instead of the 10%, your vampire sim will gain vampire XP 30% faster. So I really like the idea of, I already really liked this pre-existing feature for spellcasters, and just the idea that as your sims, like as you go on with the generations, your sims become stronger. So I think that it is cool that this is a mod that will kind of reintroduce that feature, but this time for vampires. And also, side note before we go on to the next mod, I thought I would mention that this is a mod that will require the Trait Tracker Interjector mod for this to work. So you'll want to download that mod as well to make sure that it runs smoothly. And so the next mod we are going to be looking at is one of my favorites as far as supernatural mods go. And it's actually one that I've used a lot in the past for my own gameplay. So this is a mod that makes it possible to have your vampire sims become deadly. So with this mod, they can drink from a sim until they die, which is pretty dark. But so when you go to drink from a sim now, there will be a separate option to drink plasma to death. And so any of the interactions, whether it's a deep or small drink from that sim, will end up being deadly. So this mod will also then introduce, if you do drink a sim to death, that introduces a new death type, which is the death by vampire trait, which I think is pretty fun. And it also has like a new ghost type too, which I just think just fun times. And also other sims will react differently to you killing a sim. So for example, non-occult sims who have either the brave, adventurous, hot-headed trait or the good trait may try to attack the vampire who killed a sim. And then for werewolves, they will always attack a vampire who killed a sim unless they have a really good relationship with that vampire or they have the evil trait. And then lastly, if a witch sees you as a vampire killing a sim, they will attack that sim with fire magic. So just a lot of fun, you know? And so basically, if you want to have some evil vampires in your game, that could be a great mod to add. And then this next mod is really fun because it actually adds the ability to decide if your human sims believe in occults or not. So you can decide if occults are real in your game. So this is the Secret Occults Mod. And so if your sims do believe, they can try to convince others of their belief or try to uncover the truth about occults. So this mod includes all of the occults other than ghosts. So werewolves, vampires, spellcasters, mermaids, aliens. One thing to note though with this mod is that you will need at least one of the occults packs, one of the packs that includes occults, to have this work. And it will work better if you have all of them, obviously, but it doesn't require you to have all of the different supernatural packs. So with this mod, sims will be auto-assigned one of 3 traits when you load into your game. So they could either believe in the occult, does not believe in the occult, or has witnessed the occult. And obviously, occult sims will automatically know that they are real, but if you change other sims' preferences by shift-clicking on your sim and locating the secret occults pie menu, you can change that. So most sims in your game will not believe in occults, but about 20% automatically will, which I really love that that's like a feature that's just like already in the game and you don't necessarily have to like edit yourself unless you want to. So sims can also discover that our occults are real like in-game in a lot of different ways. So basically if they see anything that would suggest that occults are real. So for example, if they are abducted by aliens, they'll figure out that occults are real. Or they could also see maybe a werewolf transforming. They could see like a mermaid swimming in water with their tail out. Then for vampires or spellcasters, if they see them using their powers, so like for example, with a vampire, if they're drinking plasma or they're drinking someone's blood, or with spellcasters, if they see them using their magic. And some sims may react strangely to things like werewolves howling or vampires being in their dark form. So this mod adds new social interactions that will also appear in different circumstances. So you can try to convince other people to believe in occults. You can try to convince them to not believe in occults. You can ask if someone is an occult or what their occult beliefs are. And also you can have a little bit of fun and have your sim confess to being an occult as well. So also this mod adds so much. It also adds a new trait, which is the occult enthusiast trait. So occult enthusiasts love to interact with occult sims and they'll never become afraid of occult, so they'll never gain the fear of occult, which is a new fear that is added from this mod. So your sims can actually develop a fear of occults if they have bad interactions with them. Also, I think it's cute that if your sims have the occult enthusiast trait, they have a new interaction where they can like enthuse about occult lore with other sims, which I don't know, I think that just sounds cute. And then there are also 2 whole new aspirations for this mod. This mod has so many new features that it adds to the game. It's kind of crazy. But so these 2 aspirations include the occult enthusiast and the occult discovery aspiration. So Sims who complete the Occult Discovery aspiration will gain fame, they'll get money, and they will also get fan mail from being the first Sim to be able to prove that occults are actually real. And then on the other hand, Sims who complete the Occult Enthusiast aspiration will gain magical skills much more quickly and also will gain friendship faster when meeting other occults. So I would definitely recommend looking over the Patreon page with all the other features because there's a ton of stuff that this mod adds. And I covered, I think, a lot of the features, but there's still some more. And before we go on to the final mod in today's video, this mod also does require some additional mods. So it requires the Custom Preferences mod, as well as the XML Interjector mod for this to work. So just note that, I guess. And so finally, we are at the last mod in today's video, which is the Occult Activities Mod. So this mod adds new rabbit hole activities for your vampires and your spellcasters, which you are able to access in your Sims phone under the travel category. So for witches, they have the option to go foraging, they can visit the magic realm, they can attend a coven gathering, or they could go for a walk in the woods. So when visiting the magic realm, attending gatherings, or going for a walk, all of these interactions help to increase your Sim's witch XP, and you can also do this to unlock new spells as well. And then foraging can help to reduce your Sim's stress, and also you can find new ingredients for potions too. So they'll either go to Granite Falls or Forgotten Hollow to get the materials. So I think this is a pretty cool feature, that especially that your Sims will get very tangible items or skills from these rabbit hole activities. And it's just like another thing for you to do with your occult Sims. So you can just send them off, they'll do some stuff, come back, fun times. And then on the other hand, we have some interactions also for vampire Sims. So this has two new options. So they have the option to either go hunting or to go to a clan gathering. So for hunting, this will quench their thirst. It will also give them XP. And then for clan gatherings, this can boost their social and also gives them more XP, and they'll also get some more vampire lore at the same time. So that actually concludes today's video. I really hope you liked the mods that I showed off today. I will have all of the links included below. Let me know what you think of them, and I hope you guys have a fun time simming if you choose to add any of these to your game. But thank you so much for watching today's video to the end. I really, really appreciate it, and I will see you guys soon.